Have you ever thought about sourcing from China but had no idea where to start? Or maybe you've wondered, does made in China means low price or low quality? And when you finally decided to take the first step, should you talk to the factory directly or work with a sourcing agent? Hi, I'm Karen, your business partner in China. Every year, I attend dozens of trade fairs across different industries, helping overseas buyers discover new products, building reliable supply chains, and bring their ideas to life. In this series, I will share a real sourcing case, how one first-time buyer went from an idea to finished products, step by step. From the first message to selecting factories, visiting suppliers, and managing production. If you are planning to build your brand or source production from China, this journey will show you the entire process and how every successful project often starts with just one simple hi. So, what should that first hi actually say? Let's find out in the next chapter. Most of my clients reach out after watching my videos. They see the real side of Chinese manufacturing through the trade fairs and factory tours I share. Usually, they contact me casually on WhatsApp, and that's where every project begins. But here's the thing, that the first chat actually determines whether the whole project will go smoothly. So I always start with 3 key questions. First, what product do you want to source? And can you share a reference photos or sample? That helps me quickly lock down the right style and supplier. Second, how many units do you plan to order? If you want private labeling or customization, we need to match your MOQ expectation with factory reality. Third, what's your expected delivery timeline? This helps us align production schedules and manage expectations from the start. Notice I didn't ask about your budget. That's because many first-time buyers don't yet understand China's pricing structure. My job is to help you see the market clearly, compare different suppliers, and find the best balance between cost and quality. Once we clarify your needs, the real challenge begins, finding a trustworthy factory. So, how do I actually find reliable manufacturers in China and avoid middlemen or fake suppliers? That's what we will dive in next. Once I know exactly what the buyers need, it's time to find the right factories. I start with 2 main channels. First, my network of verified factories I've already worked with. Second, new suppliers I discover through trade fairs or industry research. Many buyers rely on Alibaba or Made in China. They are useful too. But here's the truth. Not every seller on these platforms is a factory. Some are trading companies or even middlemen forwarding your order. The best manufacturers, the ones with real production capacities, often don't list themselves online. They prefer to meet serious buyers face-to-face at exhibition. That's why trade fairs are one of the best entry points for any buyers who want real suppliers and real transparency. So, when's the best time to visit China for sourcing? And why are trade shows the perfect place to start? Let's explore the next. I always recommend buyers visit China during major industry trade show. Why? Because in just a few days, you can compare dozens of suppliers in person. You can touch the products, check the quality, and talk directly with factory owners. No delays, no guessing. Face-to-face communications tells you everything, how fast they respond, how professional they are, and whether they truly understand your market needs. Before every trip, I prepare a detailed sourcing itinerary, including hotel suggestions near the venue, local travel, and payment tips, daily fare routes, and even restaurants and sightseeing options. The goal is simple: make every hour in China productive and enjoyable. And if you can't come to China yourself, I can attend the trade show for you, record videos, hear samples, and provide a summary report of the best suppliers I found. So, once we are inside the fair, how do we communicate effectively with the suppliers and make sure they fully understand what you want? That's what the next chapter is all about. When buyers arrive in China, our first stop is always the trade fair. It's crowded, fast-paced, and full of opportunities. Every minute matters. My role here isn't just translation, it's connection. Even if a supplier speaks English, they might not understand the buyer's market, brand, or packaging needs. So I bridge that gap, helping both sides clarify product specs, materials, pricing logic, and lead times. After a full day's of meeting, we usually shortlist a few promising factories. But often, after talking to so many suppliers, buyers gain new insights. They refine their product ideas or even change direction slightly. I make sure those updates are clearly communicated later to avoid any misunderstanding during the production. Still, to truly know if a factory can deliver, you need to see it in action. So, what happened when we leave the trade fair floor and step into the real factory? Let's go behind the scenes next. Factory visits are where things get real. Even if we've already planned our visits in advance, I usually suggest leaving 1 or 2 days open because new opportunities often come up at trade fairs. We usually travel by private car straight from the hotel. Each visit includes 3 main parts. First, a meeting room discussion to understand background and needs. Second, a showroom tour, checking samples, certifications, and patents. Third, a walk through the production area, observing the assembly line and quality checks, and packaging process. See how the product is made from raw materials to final goods give buyers a whole new levels of confidence. I also help them ask practical questions about lead time, capacities, and quality control systems. After each visit, I summarize everything with notes and videos for comparisons. But after visiting multiple factories, how do we decide which one is the best fit? That's where experience really matters, and that's what we will cover next. After factory visits, I organize all the data into a comparison report: factory backgrounds, certifications, MOQ, quote, delivery terms, and after-sales policies. And here's something most buyers don't expect. The same product can have very different prices from different factories. Why? Because of differences in raw materials, packaging, production scale, and customization depth. My job is to decode these differences to help you choose not just the cheapest, but the most reliable and sustainable partner for your brand. Once the decision is made, we move to the next stage, sampling and trial production. So, how does an idea finally turn into a real product you can hold in your hand? Let's find out in the final chapter. Once collaboration is confirmed, the project officially enters production. I assist the buyers with sample confirmation, logo placement, and packaging details, and I track every stage closely. Every sample version is recorded with photos and videos feedback is reviewed, and both sides stay fully aligned. Even if the buyer is overseas, they can follow the progress in real time. When a sample is approved, we move to trial production. I supervise quality control, packaging, and pre-shipment inspection. Buyers receive detailed inspection reports, loading photos, and transparent updates every step of the way. Factory make the products, but I provide the services that make the process smooth and efficient and risk-free, saving time through precise communication. Reducing risk with full supervision, building trust by aligning both sides' goals. This video helps a first-time buyer go from 0 experiences to a successful launch. And through this series, I want more buyers to see that sourcing from China isn't complicated with the right guidance. Everything can start from just one simple hi. So, are you ready to start your own sourcing journey from 0 to 1?